Yeah, those are all elderberry. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. So there's sun. And we have a job to do today. So we have here the Blueberry Patriot Jumbo. And it has definitely broken dormancy. As you can see, all of it's leafed out and it's completely green. So we'd be a little late on getting it in, but frankly, I was not in any shape when I was sick to be digging holes, even in places and locations where I've dug before. So we're going to do that today. Now, if you have been on the channel for a while, you will have seen me talk about Berry Ridge, which is right here on this side of me. Let me turn around. So this is Berry Ridge right behind me. Now, we had planted some dwarf blueberries and dwarf raspberries. So last year I had some weird critter totally and utterly yank out very violently one of my raspberry plants. Only one of the raspberry plants is still alive. Randomly this year it came back. Supposedly when you put raspberries in, they're supposed to act like weeds. I guess that turned out to be correct. Now, the blueberries, only one of them looks kind of sort of alive. So we're trying to figure out what was going on. We went to our local big box store and we got a soil test kit. And if that is something that you are interested in me videoing and showing you step by step how we did that, go on ahead and comment down below and let me know. I don't know if that's going to be of any interest or helpful to anyone on here, but if it is, let me know down below. And the test came back that we are too alkaline. So blueberries definitely like a more acidic environment. I'm not real surprised with the amount of clay and rock, so if you have a bunch of clay and rock, you may consider getting a soil test and or just getting some soil acidifier, because that's probably going to be the issue. Now, I did heavily compost multiple times because we got these blueberries back in 2020. So every year I have heavily composted them. I did the espoma baritone. I've done coffee on them. I've done all of the things that they say will help change the pH of the soil to a more acidic environment, and it has not worked. So this year I was able to find some espoma soil acidifier. I had not been able to find a technical soil acidifier in our area for whatever reason last 2 years, but finally found a bag of it, so scooped it up from the local garden center, and that is what we're going to be doing today. Is we are going to be relocating this blueberry that is alive. Now this is I can't remember if they called it like a cupcake or shortcake variety, but it's a dwarf variety, so it gets only 1 foot by 1 foot, so really good for small spaces, obviously. Now the first year we put it in, got a ton of blueberries off of it. After that, it kind of started to go downhill, so of course we did all of the amending things, and this is what we have been left with. So we're going to pull this guy out, we're going to put him in a pot with some soil acidifier, I might add, see if he lives. And then we're going to put our Patriot blueberry in. Now the Patriot blueberry is not a dwarf. It gets 3 foot by 3 foot wide. So we went on ahead and we decided to go with that just because we're going to kind of create like a little bit of a visual screen back here just for a little bit more privacy. And it's going to look really pretty in the fall. Berry bushes and fruiting trees really do add a lot to the landscape. So even if you are somebody who's not necessarily into the whole gardening for food aspect of things, consider a fruiting or a berrying plant, because they really are gorgeous. So in the spring, obviously that dwarf one has a really pretty red tint to the leaves, and then it turns a really deep green. And of course, it's kind of got a silvery blue fruit on it, and then flowers prior to that, white flowers on it. The Patriot is going to be similar. It's got more of a chartreuse green leaf on it though. So it's just going to be a brighter green than our dwarf shortcake or cupcake, whatever variety it is. It's in the video. I'll try and find it and link it here. But they do add a lot of value. They do add a lot of beauty into the landscape, and they do create very effective hedges. So it's basically like 3 for 1. We've got a bunch of seasonal interest, we've got fruit, and we're creating a hedge. So you can't beat that. I'm going to go on ahead. I'm going to put you on hyperlapse for this part because we're just going to be digging out the plant and then digging a hole, and then I will shoot back on here and explain what we are doing and why, because blueberries are a little bit different than other fruiting berries, and that just has to do with how they take in moisture. So we will talk about that here after we get the hole dug and we get the blueberry going into its new home. Okay? Okay guys, so we have the blueberry in. If you notice, we did not, other than when we were pulling out the other blueberry, which it turns out I left the tag on it, so I can tell you what variety it is. So it is a bushel and berry peach sorbet blueberry, and honestly, it has very, very tasty blueberries. They are delicious. So if you are interested in a very small space blueberry plant, go on ahead and try this. Now, we moved back the mulch, which happens to be a pine mulch, and we picked a natural pine mulch without any dyes or chemicals or anything in it because it's acidifying. So we've been trying to, like I said earlier, correct the soil with what we had available for acid. None of it worked, but we found the soil acidifier. For this plant, it said to use 1.5 cups for new plants. So that's what we did. We used roughly 1.5 cups. We also went on ahead and put some berry tone in the bottom. And we had pushed a lot of the subsoil back in and then built up, because blueberries are different from other berries in that blueberries prefer to grab water from the very shallow roots that are more towards the surface. So if you are planting a blueberry or planning on planting a blueberry, please know that instead of deep watering 2 or 3 times a week, depending upon your area and your climate and your heat, you should probably lightly water almost every single day, because noisy truck, because that is really where they grab all their moisture from, is very, very close to the surface. So when we figured that out last year, we were able to kind of keep them alive. We're going to put that one in a pot and see if we can't maybe revive it. Turns out this other one over here, after digging around over here, looks like it's sort of kind of alive. I'm not sure if we're going to try and revive that one though, because it's really stubby, but we'll try and see if we can keep that one in a pot. But the blueberry is in, so that is how That's how you plant a blueberry. Now, if you are dealing with similar issues, try and see if you can find a soil acidifier. We are also going to be applying soil acidifier to all of our elderberry because our elderberry hasn't fruited real well.
Well,
is that
fruited,
a word?
It hasn't bloomed.
No, I said fruited.
Oh, the fruited.
Is fruited a word?
Yes, it is.
Well, it is now. Okay, so they haven't fruited. So we're going to, since we know that we've got way too much alkaline going on over here in this really clay heavy, rock heavy zone, we're going to go on ahead and soil acidify them as well. Technically, elderberry are supposed to be able to set fruit in any environment. However, they have not done a real great job. They should be more prolific than they have been for us. We should basically be sustainable elderberry wise on the plants that we have, and we haven't been that. So we're going to soil acidify those, and then fingers crossed we will have quite a few more elderberries. So that is the key, is clay is very alkaline. Nothing can grow in alkaline really, except for devilweed, which we have plenty of. So check your soil pH. If you're struggling with any berry plants, definitely check your pH, because there's a good possibility that you may need to work on some soil acidification, and or your soil may be way too acidic, in which case you'll need to take the reverse method and water and just general care. So that's all I've got for you guys today. As always, keep it simple, natural, and essential, and we will see you on the next video.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe. Bye, guys.